Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read Genesis 37 to 45, Proverbs 1, and Psalm 129, verse 9. Jacob lived in the land as far as Sojourn in the land. These are generations of Jacob. And Joseph, being 17 years old, was passionate for his brothers. He was a boy of the sons of Bilhah and Zilpah, his father's wife. Joseph brought a bad report of them to the father. And Israel loved Joseph more than any of his sons, because his son was old age, and he made him rule many colors. His brothers saw their father loved him more than all his brothers. They hated him and could not speak peace with him. And then Joseph had a dream, and he told it to his brother, hated me even more. He my dream that I dreamed. Behold, we were binding sheaves and filling. Behold, my sheaf arose and stood upright. Behold, the sheaves gathered around it, and bowed down to my sheaf. His brother said to him, are you indeed to reign over us? Are you indeed to rule over us? So they hated me even more. It was dreamed for his words. Then he dreamed another dream, so he told to his brothers and said, behold, I have dreamed another dream. Behold, the sun, moon, and the 11 stars were bowing down to me. He told his father to his brothers. His father rebuked him and said to him, what is this dream indeed a dream? Shall I and your mother and your brothers indeed come to bow ourselves to bow for you? And his brothers were just, and his father kept saying, now his brothers went to passion their father for Shechem. And Shechem, Israel said to Joseph, are your brothers not passionate for Shechem? Come, I'll send you to. And he said to him, here I am. So he said to him, go now, see if it is well with your brothers with the fire, and bring you word. So he sent from the valley, he came to Shechem, and there found one named Fish. You may ask him, why are you seeking my brothers? He said, tell me, where they passionate for Shechem? And I said, they've gone away for a head, so let's go to Dathan. They just went after it was found in Dathan, and he saw her afar. And before he came near to him, he saw against us and him to kill. He said to one another, here comes the stream, come now. Then let us kill and throw him into one of the pits. And say the first animal to find it, and see what comes it says. And then Reuben heard it, he rushed him out of the hand, saying, let's not take his life. Here is the dish, and no blood, throw him into the pit, he and the ones. But don't lay hand, and we may rush him out of the hand, to restore him to his father. So Joseph came to his men, stripped him and threw the room many cars they wore. They took him and threw him into the pit, the field was empty, and there was no one there. They sat down to eat, and looking up, they saw Catherine and Ishmaelites coming from Gilead. They did come and say about gun bomb, on their way to carry it, and on the way to carry it down to Egypt. And Jesus said to his brothers, what profit is it if we kill our brother? And conceal as well. And on the son to Ishmael, son on our hand be upon him. He said by their own flesh, and his brothers was turned. And Midianite trades past me, and Judah said, I must have around the pit. And some to Ishmael, after 20 shekels, so they took Joseph to Egypt. And Reuben returned to the pit, and so Joseph was not in the pit. He took a pit and turned it to his brothers and said, the boy's gone, now where shall I go? And he took Joseph to Reuben, so they go and dipped the robe in the blood. And sent the robe many cuts and brought it to their father and said, this we have found. Please identify which son's Reuben. He identified it and said, this is my son's Reuben, his arm was devoured. Joseph found it torn to pieces, and Jacob tore his garments to the sack with his voice. And men for his son made days. All sons of the daughters rose to confident. He refused to be confident, said, no, I shall go down to Sheol to my son and mine. I was father wait for him. Meanwhile, the Midianites sold me in Egypt to Potiphar, officer of Pharaoh, and the captain of the guard. It happened at that time when Judah went down from his presence, turned aside to a son of Adonai, whose name was Hira. Then Judah saw the daughter of a son of Canaan. His name was Shua. He took her and went into her. And she conceived and bore a son, and he called his name She conceived again and bore a son, and she called his name Onan. Yet again she bore a son, and she called his name Shaul. Judah was enchanted when she bore her, and Judah took a wife for Er's firstborn. And her name was Tamar, but Judah's firstborn, was wicked and silent, and Lord put him to death. And Judah said to Onan, go and take God's wife, perform the duty of a brother in law to her. And wish the offspring for your brother. But Onan knew that offspring would not be his. So whenever he went into his brother's wife, he would tell him, the seaman on the ground, so as not to give offspring to her. He deals wicked and silent, and put him to death also. And Judah said to Tamar, the daughter, remain away in your father's house till Shaul my son grows up. And he feared that he would die, like his brothers. So Tamar went and remained in her father's house. And in the course of time, the wife of Judah's daughter died. And Judah's calm and further, he went to Timnah to a sheep shearer, as he and his friend the Herod did Adonai. When Tamar was told, your father-in-law was going to Timnah to shear sheep, he took off a wood his garments and covered himself with a veil, wrapping himself into an ark, and sat at the entrance to Enai, which was on the road to Timnah. When she saw that Shelah was grown up, and she had not been given to him in marriage, and Judah saw her, she thought she was a prostitute. When she had come to face, she turned to her at the roadside and said, come on, may come into you. They did not know that she was their daughter-in-law. She said, what will you give me? They may come into me. He answered, I'll send you a young goat from the flock. She said, if you give me a pledge until you send me, he said, what pledge shall I give you? She replied, you're sitting in the corner, the staff is in your hand. So he then turned to her, and she could see by her. And she rose and went away, and taking off her veil, she found the dance of her. And Judah sent the young girl of his family Adonai to take away the pledge of the woman, saying, he not found any after him in the place. Where is the cold prostitute at the name of the roadside? And they said, no cold prostitute has been here. So he turned to Judah and said, I have not found it. I said, in the place that no cold prostitute has been here. And Judah, I know he thinks of Zion, and we shall be after. You see, I sent this young girl, you not find it. And 3 months later, Judah told, tell me your daughter has been involved. No, she is pregnant with immorality. Then Judah said, bring her and let her be done. And she was being brought, she went over to her father, by a man taking these with online pregnant. He said, please identify who he was, even in the corner and stuff. And Judah identified and said, she's more right than I, since I did not give it to my son Shaul. He not know again. And Sarah and Laban came to their twins away. And then she was in the middle, one put her hand, the midwife took and tied Scarlet in his hand. And this came out first. He drew his hand, he fell his brother came out. And he said, what a bruise you have made for yourself. There's the name of the parish. After his brother came out, Scarlet fell in his hand, and his name was called Zara. And Joseph and broke down to eat there, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, who kept him guarding Egypt. The Lord of the Ishmaelites brought him down. The Lord rejoiced, and he became successful man in the house of his Egyptian master. He also the Lord was with him, the Lord caused him to go all the Egypt to succeed in his house. And Joseph found favor in his sight, and he made him overseer of his house and put him in charge of all they had. From the time he on, they made him overseer in his house over and over all they had. The Lord blessed the Egyptian house, and Joseph's sake, the blessing of the Lord was on all they had. And he has nothing, so he left all they had in Joseph's charge. He didn't make no concern about anything but the food he ate. And Joseph was handsome and foreign appearance. After a time, his master's wife cast eyes on Joseph and said, "My life, and he refused to accept his master's wife. He hardly because of me, my master had no concern about anything in the house. And he's put everything he has in my charge. He had no greater in this house than I am, nor has kept back anything from me except you. And Joseph's wife, how then can I do this great wickedness sin against God? And I spoke to Joseph day after day. He would not listen to her until I was handled to be with her. I one day only went to do this working on the men in the house was there in the house. He called by his God, saying, Lie with me. And he left his arm in the hand and got out of the house. And as soon as she had saw that he had left his God in the hand and fled out of the house, he called to him in the house and said to her, She is what among us. He rose to lay on with us. He came to you to lie with me and cried out with a loud voice. And as soon as he had out of him a voice of cry, he left his God beside me and fled and got out of his house. And she laid his garment by her until his master came in, and she told him the same story, saying, He was so he brought about us came into me to laugh at me. And since I left out my voice and cried, he left his garment beside me and fled out of the house. He said, His master heard of us as we expected, and this is the way of the chair. His anger was gone, just his master took him and put him into prison. Next to where the king's prisoner was confined. He was there in prison, and the Lord was the judge and showed himself well. And he gave favor and decided to keep the prison. The keeper of the prison put Joseph in charge of all the prisoners in the prison. When I was done there, he was the one who did keep the prison, paid no attention to anything. And as Joseph's charge, because the Lord was with him, whatever he did, the Lord made it succeed. Sometime after this cupbearer, the king and baker committed an offense against the Lord King Egypt. There was very angry with the officer, chief cupbearer and chief baker, and put in custody in the house of the captain. And prison where Joseph was confined, the captain of the guard appointed Joseph to be with them. He attended. They continued for some time in custody. One night they met Jun, cupbearer and the baker of the king of Egypt. They were confined in the prison. Each of his own dream, each dream is an interpretation. Joseph came to in the morning and saw the trouble. He asked for his officers with him in custody of his master's house. Why your face is downcast, and they said to him, We have had dreams, and there is no one to interpret them. And Joseph said, Do you know the interpretation belongs to God? Please tell them to me. And the chief cupbearer told Joseph said, In my dream there was a vine before me, and the vine there were 3 branches. As soon as it budded, it blossomed shot forth, and clustered ripened into grapes. Pharaoh's cup was in my hand. And took the grapes and pressed them to Pharaoh's cup, and put the cup in Pharaoh's hand. And Joseph said to him, This is the interpretation, 3 branches, 3 days. In 3 days Pharaoh will be restored to office, and shall place Pharaoh's cup in his hands. This one is the cupbearer. Only remember me and his wealthy, and please do me the kindness to mention me to Pharaoh, and so get me out of this house. So I would do so on the land of the Hebrews. He said, I have done nothing, they should put me into pit. And when the chief baker saw the interpretation of the said to Joseph, I said to him, there are 3 cake baskets on my hand, up in my mouth, and there are all sorts of baked foods of Pharaoh. But the birds are eating out of the basket on my hand. Joseph answered, said, This is interpretation. 3 baskets, 3 days, and 3 days Pharaoh will lift the head from you, and hang on a tree. The birds will eat the flesh from you. On the 3rd day, which is the first birthday, he made feast for his soul, and lift up the head of the chief cupbearer to his position. And he placed the cup in Pharaoh's hand, and he hanged the chief baker as Joseph interpreted to them. And the chief cupbearer did not remember Joseph, but forgot. After 2 whole years, Pharaoh dreamed he was standing by the Nile, and behold, there came out of the Nile 7 cows, tracked and plump. And he fed in the reed grass, and behold, 7 of the cows, ugly and thin, came up out of the Nile after, and stood by the other cows and make a Nile. The ugly, thin cows ate 7 attractive plump cows. And Pharaoh awoke, and he fell asleep and dreamed the 2nd time. Behold, 7 years ago, and plump and good were growing on one stalk. Yet after them 7 plump full years. And 7 years, then abided by the east wind, and intervening in sort of the 10 plump 4 years. And Pharaoh awoke, and called for the magician. And behold, it was a dream. So in the morning his spirit was troubled, and he said, I called for the magician, Egypt's wife. Pharaoh told him his dreams, there was no one who could tell them to Pharaoh. And the chief cupbearer said to Pharaoh, I remember my offense today. And Pharaoh was able to put me in chief baker in custody in the house of the God, head of the God, Jun on the same night, each having a dream and interpretation. The young Hebrew was there. Because the servant of the captain of the guard, he told him, he interpreted our dreams to us, giving an interpretation to each man according to his dream. He interpreted to us, so he came about, and I stored upon the office of the baker was hanged. And Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and quickly brought him out of the pit. And he shaved himself to his clothes, and came before Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said to Joseph, I've had a dream, there's no one who can interpret it. I've heard it said of you that when you hear a dream, you can interpret it. And Joseph said to Pharaoh, not me, go give Pharaoh a favorable answer. And Pharaoh said to Joseph, Behold, in my dream I was standing on the banks of the Nile. 7 cows, plump and checked, came up out of the Nile and fed in the reed grass. 7 of the cows came up after them, 4 were very ugly and thin, and so I had never seen all of them eat. It was very ugly cows ate the first 7 plump cows. And ate them, no one had known that they had eaten them, for their souls ugly at the beginning. Yeah, it worked, and I saw in my dream 7 ears growing on stalk, full of good. 7 ears withered, thin, and blinded by the east wind spat over after them. And thin ears saw the 7 good ears. I told to the magician, as no one who could explain to me. And Joseph said to Pharaoh, dreams of Pharaoh, one God revealed to Pharaoh what is about to do. 7 good cows 7 years, and 7 good years 7 years. And Jews 1, 7 land of good cows came off them 7 years. And 7 empty years by the east wind, 7 years of famine. His eyes, as I told Pharaoh, go to Pharaoh what he is about to do. And there will come 7 years of great country to all the land. All the land of Egypt. After them will arise 7 years of famine. All the plenty will be forgotten in the land of Egypt. The famine will consume the land, and plenty will be on the land by reason of the famine that will follow. But it will be very severe, and delay of Pharaoh's dream means that the thing is to expect God. And God will surely bring it about. And therefore let Pharaoh select discerning wise men, and set them over the land of Egypt. Let Pharaoh receive to appoint overseers over the land, and it will take 1/5 the produce of the land of Egypt during 7 plentiful years. Let them gather all the fruit of these good years, that they come in and store up grain under the authority of Pharaoh for food in the cities, and to keep it. That food shall be reserved for the land against the 7 years of famine that are to occur in the land of Egypt, that the land may not perish with famine. This proposal pleased Pharaoh and all his sons. And Pharaoh said to his sons, can we find a man like this, in whom is the Spirit of God? And Pharaoh said to Joseph, since God has shown me all this, there is none so discerning or wise as you are. He shall be over my house, and all my people shall over the souls as you commit. And as regards to them, will I be greater than you? And Pharaoh said to Joseph, say over all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh took its signet ring from his hand and put it on Joseph's hand. And he clothed him garments of fine linen, and put a gold chain around his neck. He made him ride a second chariot, and he called out before him Babylon. They sent him over all the land of Egypt. Moreover, Pharaoh said to Joseph, I am Pharaoh, without your consent, and no one shall lift up hand or foot in all the land of Egypt. Pharaoh called up Joseph's name Zaphanath, and he gave him marriage Asenath, the daughter of Potiphar, priest on. So Joseph went out over the land of Egypt. Joseph was 30 years old, and entered service of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And Joseph went out from the presence of Pharaoh through all the land of Egypt. And during the 7th and the 4 years, the earth produced abundantly. He gathered all the food of these 7 years which occurred in the land of Egypt, and put the food in the seas, and he put in every seed fruit from the fields around. And Joseph stored up great ones, like sands, into he ceased to measure, and they cannot be measured. Before the year of famine came, 2 sons were born to Joseph. Asenath, the daughter of Potiphar, priest on, bore them to. Joseph called the name of the first one Manasseh, for he said, God has made me forget all my heart and all my father's house. And the other second he called Ephraim, for God has made me free from the land of my affliction. 7 years upon the occurred in the land of Egypt came to an end, and the 7 years of famine began to come. As Joseph said, there was famine in all lands, and all the lands of Egypt there was bread. And all the land of Egypt was generous, the people cried to Pharaoh for bread. Pharaoh said to all the Egyptians, go to Joseph, what he says to you do. So the famine spread over all the land, and Joseph opened all the storehouses and sold to Egyptians. While the famine was severe in the land of Egypt, moreover, all the earth came to Egypt to Joseph to buy grain. And the famine was severe over all the earth. And Jacob learned that there was grain for 7 years. He said to his sons, why do you look for one another? They said, behold, I have heard that there was grain for 7 years. We are down by grain first, that we may live and not die. So 10 Joseph brothers went down to buy grain in Egypt. Jacob did not send venture. Joseph with his brothers, and feared how might a great happened. My sons Israel came to Baal, and the others who came. I found bloods in the land of Canaan. And Joseph was gone over the land. He was the one who saw to all he pulled the land. And Joseph's brothers came about themselves before him with their face to the ground. Joseph saw his brothers and recognized them. He treated them like strangers, spake roughly to them. And he confidently said, they had said from the land came to buy food. Joseph recognized brothers, but they did not recognize him. He was strong on the dreams he had dreamed of them. He said to you, spies, you have come to see the nakedness of the land. He said to no, my lord, your sons have come to buy food. We all sons of one man, we are honest men, your sons have never been spies. He said to no, the nakedness of the land that you have come to see. And he said, we are sons of 12 of us, sons of one man, the land of Canaan. You had the youngest is this day at our father. No one is no more, but Joseph said to Pharaoh, and said to you, you spies, you shall be tested by the life of Pharaoh. You shall not go from the place to you, as your youngest brother comes to you. Someone who then bring your brother, you may remain confused, that you always may be tested. And whether they're treating you as by the life of Pharaoh, surely your spies, you don't want to go in custody for 3 days. On the 3rd day, Joseph said to do this in your life, for I fear God. If you are honest man, that one of your brothers remain confined you in custody. Let the rest go and carry grain for the family of your household. Bring your youngest brother to me. So you will see verify you shall not die. And they did so. They said to one another, in truth, we are guilty concerning our brother. He saw the distress of soul, and he begged us, and we did not listen. That is why the distress come on us, and bring him answered, do not sin against the boy. He did not listen. So now there comes a reckoning for his brother. They did not know that Joseph understood them, for there was interpreted between them. They turned away from them and went. He returned to the victim. He took Samuel from them and bound him 4 hours. And Joseph gave orders for the bags of grain to replace their remains 1 year in the sack. And he gave provision for their journey. He stamp for them, it could load the donkey with the grain and depart. And as one that opened the sack, his donkey followed the big lodging place, saw his money in the mouth of the sack. He said to his brothers, my money's been put back. Here it is in the mouth of my sack, and this is the heart's feather. He turned trembling to one another, saying, what is this that goes done to us? And he came to Jacob their father, and then came and told all that had happened to them. Now the man of the Lord and spoke roughly to us, and took us 2 spies. And we said to we are honest men, we have never been spies. We told us, sons of our father, one is no one, the youngest this day with our father. And then I came, and then the man of the Lord said to us, as I shall know you ask me, leave one of your brothers with me. Take grain from the family households and go away. Bring your youngest brother to me, and I shall know that you are not spies, but honest men. I'll deliver your brother to you, and you shall train him. Then they emptied their sacks, behold, every man's bundle of money is in the sack, and they made in their father's the bundles of money therefore. And Jacob their father said to you, bereave me, my child. Justice is no more, sin is no more. Now you take vengeance. What has come against him? Reuben said to my father, his father, kill my 2 sons, which I bring them back to you. Take them in my hands, I'll bring them back to you. So your son shall not go down with you. This first day, his own. I said, how should it happen to him during to me? You bring them my grey hairs to start to show. And if I was to be a man, they eat the grain that they brought from Egypt. And I said to them, go again, buy us a little food, which you said to. A man saw me once, and you shall not see my face unless you pass with you. If you send out brothers, you will go down, but if you not send, you will not go down. And the man said to us, you shall not see my face unless you pass with you. Jesus said, why did you treat me so bad as to tell them and you have another brother? If I had a man questions carefully about his son, can you say, is your father still alive? Do you have another brother? Well, he told him what was the answer to these questions, because we in every way know that he was saving your brother. And Jesus said to Jesus, Father, son of birth, and you will rise and go. We may live not for die, both for you know so was. Will you pledge your safety from my hand shall punish you? May you bring him back to yourself before we can let me bear the for. May not die, you will now return twice. And their father Jesus said to the person must be 7 days. Take some of the choice fruits and land your life, and carry present down to him, and take a little balm and little honey, and go in there for starship nuts and almonds. Take double the money with you, take it back with you, the money was returned and with your sack. Yeah, half chosen notice, I take it as you live. Rise, go again to the man, may God my granny mercy before then, you may send you back to all the brother and venture. That's when you found Baru, my children, and Baru. So the man took his present, and they took double the money with him. And from there, rose and went down to Egypt, and stood for Jesse. And Jesus saw Benjamin, and then he said to the steward of his house, bring the man into the house, and slow down and make ready for the man to die with me in there. And then just taught and brought the man to Joseph's house. And they were afraid because they were brought to Joseph's house. And they said it was because of money, which was placed in their sacrifice to we have brought, and we made sawdust and a full house and make slaves of donkeys. He went to his steward, Joseph's house, spoke to him of house, and said, anyone who came to the first time to buy food, and came to one place to open our sack. It was each man's money in the mouth of the sack, money in the forward. So we brought again with him. Brought it again with us, and we brought other money with us down with us to buy food. Do you not know who put the money in the sack? So you find 2 pieces to you. Do not be afraid. You God and the God of your fathers put treasure in your sacks. I received your money. And I brought out sin into it, and the man brought the man into Joseph's house and the Lord. And watched there for you when he had given the dogs to it. We prepared the present for Jesus coming in there. They had a day she but that. And Joseph came home, they brought him to the house to the present that they had with him. And they got down to him from the girl. He inquired about their welfare and says, your father, the old man who is still alive. He said, your fathers were always still alive. And they bowed their heads, pressure in themselves, and left over his sores by the bench. His mother son is his youngest brother, whom he spoke to. God be gracious to you, my son. Joseph heard after his compassion grew warm for his brother. He saw a place to wait, and he entered his chamber and worked there. Then he washed his face and came out and controlling his son, he said, set free. He served by himself and lay by themselves, and the Egyptians ate with it by themselves, because the Egyptians could not eat with the Hebrews, but as an abomination to the Egyptians they ate. Sat before him, the firstborn according to his birthright, and the youngest according to his youth. And they looked at one another in amazement. A portion was taken to them from Joseph's table. Benjamin's portion was 5 times as much as any of that. And then they drank and were merry with him. And he commanded the steward of his house, fill the men's sacks with food as much as they can carry. Put each man's money in the mouth of his sack, and put my colored silver cup in the mouth of the sack of the youngest, with the money for the bread. And he did as Joseph told him. They said the morning was late, and the men were sent away with their donkeys. They had gone only a short distance from the scene, and Joseph said to his steward, far after them, he would take them and say to him, why have you repaid evil for good? Is not this that my Lord drank, so by this he practices divination. He found evil doing so every truth they spake from these words. He said to him, why does my Lord speak such words? If far be it from yourself to do such thing. Yeah, the money you found in the master's sack be brought back to you from the land of Canaan. How then could we steal silver or gold from your Lord's house? Whichever you sense is found with it shall die, we also will be my Lord's servant. He said, let us be as you say, he is found with it shall be my servant. The rest of you shall be innocent. Each man quickly lowered the sack to go. And each man opened the sack, and he searched, beginning with the elders and ending with the youngest. And the couple found a Benjamin's sack, and told the close. They had loaded his donkey, they returned to the sea. And then Judah's brothers came to Joseph's house, his daughter, and they fell upon him to go. And Joseph said to him, what is this you do? You don't know the man like me, you can do in practice divination. And Jesus said, what shall we say to my Lord? What shall we say? How can he hear us? God has found out the greatest sons behold. And me and my Lord's sons, both we and his, and whose hand the cup was found. He said, far be it from me that I should do so. And the man whose cup was found shall be my son. But as you go up in peace to your father. And Judah went from him and said, O my Lord, please do so and speak of the word of my Lord Jesus. And not your anger, but against the for you are like Pharaoh himself. The Lord asked the son, saying, have you father or brother? And said to my Lord, we have father, not my younger brother. And we said to my Lord, your father, not my younger brother. The child of his old age, his brother's dead, he alone is left with my children. And his father loves him. He said to his sons, bring him down to him. I set my eyes on him. He said to the Lord, my Lord, the boy cannot leave his father, for if you leave his father would die. He said to his sons, the younger brother come down to you, you shall not see my face again. And he went to his son, my father, we told him the words of the Lord. And his father said, go and buy us a loaf for you. He said, we can't go down. If a youngest brother goes, this will go down. You can't see the man's face unless the youngest brother's with us. And he said, my father said to us, do you know that my wife bore me 2 sons? And one left me, and I said, surely he's been torn to pieces. And I've never seen him since. So you take this one also from me. And harm happens to you. You've done my grey hairs and evil to show. And therefore, as soon as I come to you, so my father, and the boy is not with us. And his life is bound up in the boy's life. As soon as he sees the boy is not with us, he'll die. And says, bring down the grey hairs, his son, my father, was sorry to show. But his son became a pledge safely for the boy to my father, saying, if I do not bring him back to you, I shall bear the blame before my father all my life. And therefore, I pray to be a servant of me, instead of the boy as a servant to my Lord. And let the boy go back to his brothers. For how can I go back to my father if the boy is not with me? If he had to see the evil that before my father, then Joseph could not control himself before all those who stood by. He cried, make everyone go out from me. So no one stayed with him when Joseph made himself known to his brothers. Proverbs 1. The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, King, to know his instruction, to understand what's innocent, to receive instruction wise, to imagine is just and equity, to give prince to silver, knowledge and discretion to use. Let the wise hand increase in learning, the one that understands attain God, to understand a providence, and the words of wise never errs. Fear the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, and before the size wisdom instruction, fear my sin and father's instruction, forsake my must teaching. May your grace will God for your head and pen of your neck, my son, it says entice the young, they say, come with the song, a for bloodless, and wish it so without reason. Like shoulders swallow my life, and haul like those who go down to pay. Each final person good to fear of house with conduct. Very long, must we all have one purpose, my son, don't walk away with it. But I beg you free from their past, and for their feet run to evil, and make haste to shed blood. For in vain is in this balance I have any bear. These men lie away for their own blood, they sin never for their own lives. That shall ways everyone is grief for understanding, takes for life its possessors. When you crash down the street, in the market she raises her voice, the head of the noise she cries out. And just as they see it, she speaks, how long is simple ones, will you love being simple? How long will scoffers delay and scoffing fools say not to return my proof, we hold upon my spirit to you. But my God was known to you, because I have called you refused to listen, and stretched my hand, no one has heeded. Because you ignored all my counsel, and lived under my proof. Those who laugh at your calamity, I will mock when terror strikes, and terror strikes against the and calamity comes like a whirlwind. And distress and anguish come upon us, they all call upon you, and so they say who does shall will not find, because they hate knowledge, and they don't choose fear the Lord. We do not make counsel and despise all my reproof. Therefore they show the fruit their way, the foe that the so the simple covered by the turn away. They place before you see of fools the frustrations, and whoever lists to evil does get on, but ease without dread of disaster. Psalm 129. Rarely have the Lord frequently from me from my if there is no sake, rarely have they afflicted me from me, yet they not prevail against the powers planted upon my back, and made long the fires of the Lord's right, should cut the cords of the wicked. The old haze and be put to shame and turn back of it, and be like grass and hassle, which withers poor grows up. With which the reaper doesn't for his hand, and Lord blind shoes his bars. When those pass by, say, blessing the Lord be upon you, blessing the angry Lord. No session, not the Lord's right. Now do Lord's right, be thy hands, Father, and have your name. We can call it down to earth as in heaven. He said to Abraham, forgive us their sins, forgive them death, sees not to taste of the rest and leave one. Yours is the kingdom and power and the glory of the Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.